Oddly Doodly, Weekly Metal Reviews here. Tyler, talking about Between a Bear and Me's new album, Parallax 2, the Future Sequence, coming out October 9th. Their first record on Metal Blade Records. They used to be on Victory and stuff, and Between a Bear and Me is a band that they've been growing on me so much over past 6, 7, 8 months, you know, and just albums like The Great Misdirect and Colors and you know, the EP they released last year, Alaska, like they're such a mind-blowing band, and one of the greater progressive metal bands of today, if you ask me. But diving into this album, how do I put it? Because this album is it's so funky, it's so strange, it's so crushing, it's so beautiful. It has so many things going on in it at all times. This album flows from start to finish so masterfully, it's not even funny. It just starts with, you know, what is it, Goodbye to Everything, I think. You know, just that nice acoustic guitar and the clean vocals come in. I mean, the clean vocals sound better than ever on this record. Oh my gosh. And it just starts slow, and you know just the beauty that Between a Bear and Me can create, and it starts right away with the very first track. There's a couple of like shorter tracks on here, but they really help to go along with the story that is on this album, which is cool. And the story, it follows the first EP that they released last year, entitled the Parallax Hypersleep Dialogues, I think, which is very good. So I really like how they connected the whole story and continued it and all that. It's really cool. I mean, the lyrics on this are very great. The vocal passages are awesome. The screen vocals sound really good. A nice range to them, like always. I mean, this is Between the Bear and Me as they have been doing over the past, I want to say, past 3 releases that they've done since Colors. They've just been growing more, you know, more of a progressive beast. They're just growing as musicians, as writers. You know, the technicality in the guitar work, the beauty in the guitar work is still here. I mean, the 2 guitarists in this band are probably some of the most creative minds that I've seen in metal, and certainly one of the top dogs today. And they are great guitar players. They write very catchy riffs and just, you know, very crunchy sound to their guitar. You know, they can write heavy riffs, they can write really technical, blazing fast stuff. They can write something like in the beginning of, I think it's Telos or whatever, it just seems like a thrash metal riff, and it's just like, it really shows you the amount of range that this band can really create. I mean, I know whoever you know, likes this band is just watching this review is like, oh, I already know that, but it's just them continuing, if you ask me. And I love this album. And you know, if any of you have watched Cover Killer's review, he said it takes about 4 or 5 listens to really, you know, get into this album, and I completely agree with that. I mean, the first time I listened to this album, I was like, yeah, this is good, you know, but there's just so much curves thrown at you, so many twists, you know, so much to just take in at once in every single song. It's just incredible, and it takes about 3 or 4 listens, and once you do listen to it many times over and over again, the beauty of this record really just smashes you in the face, and you're like, wow, this is amazing, because it hit me too. I mean, there's some of the most original things on here, and I think one of the biggest example of that is the song Bloom, the song everybody is talking about. And I mean, it's a very short track, it's only about 3.5 minutes, but it's got such this upbeat, funky, groovy vibe, and you know, this awesome piano, and I mean piano, keyboards, whatever you want to call it. I mean, it's just such a catchy song, and that's one of the most original things I've heard in I don't know how long. I mean, that is such a good song. The longer tracks on here, that Between the Buried and Me, are known for writing long songs, are just awesome. Lay Your Ghost to Rest, Telos, their first single that they released. Shit, what's the other one? Silent Flight, Parliament. That's probably my favorite song on this album. I mean, that song, I mean, you don't really know what's coming in a song. I mean, they just go on such a roller coaster ride on every single track, even if it's only 3 minutes long. It's such a roller coaster ride, and it's incredible. I seriously love this album. I adore this album. This is one of the best of the year, if you ask me. One of the top albums that'll be in my list for sure. It'll be up there. It's almost me sitting here talking about this album. It almost doesn't do this album justice, if you ask me, because there's just so much that you, as a listener, just have to listen and just take it all in. And it's mind-boggling. This is really a spellbinding release. 12 tracks of just amazing music. It can be beautiful. I think when Between the Buried and Me do kind of like the moments that really, such as Bloom, or such as Take Off of the Great Misdirect, the one song, Fossil Genera, I think that's how you say it, like the beginning of that, or when Telos in the middle with just the whole spacey vibe that's going on. Like, when Between the Buried and Me creates those special, soft, beautiful moments is when they really, really shine to me. And to me, that's what makes me love this band. Not that when they're aggressive, they're not bad, or, I mean, they're very good and stuff, and, you know, they execute that well. It's those moments that make Between the Buried and Me special, and they're littered throughout this album. So, I think I'm going to conclude this review. I mean, I've just sat here and I've tried to explain this album, but you really have to listen to it for yourself. Listen to it over and over again, because it won't hit you right away. I'm being serious about that. It didn't hit me right away. I mean, it hit me in a good way right away, but once you listen to it a few times, it just blows your mind, and it blew my mind. They've crafted a great album, and if you ask me, just something a little stupid, just kind of my opinion, it'd be cool if they made a trilogy out of this, and maybe the next album could be Parallax 3, and they can conclude the story or something. I don't know what they want to do, but that would be cool. Just a little thing. But check out Between the Buried and Me's Parallax 2, the future sequence. I give this a 9.5 out of 10. I'm being dead serious about this. This is an amazing album. Don't rest on this. It flows, it's beautiful, it's aggressive, it's everything. I love it. Bye.